Hey guys, what's going on? So this is, I assume that your question is, where is the 26.0 tier list? Where is the 26.1 tier list? Where are those tier lists, man? We need those tier lists. Rush Royale Tips and Tricks just posted his tier list. Where's your tier list? Where are the tier lists, man? You haven't done one since 25.0. Where are your tier lists? And I would like to address that. Nobody has asked me that. I think one person asked me that, and I was like, oh, I did one, and then I didn't do one. And I was like, oh, I didn't even do one for 26.0. I probably should do one for 26.1. And then 26.1 came out, and I was just like, I don't even really want to do one for this one. I don't feel like a lot has changed, is my problem. Whenever I did a tier list, they did balance changes whenever there were big patches. They would rebalance all of the units, they would buff units, they would nerf units, and they haven't done a lot of that. I think the biggest change was, there were two of the biggest changes, and one was Summoner. It can only go to 50 stacks. Whoever has a max Summoner, all you max Summoner people out there, I have like a level 9 Summoner. I don't even have the second talent. And so like they changed it to where it only gets 50 stacks. I guess it used to be infinite. I don't know. And there was never a game where I ever played against somebody who had like 200 Summoner stacks where I noticed, oh my god, nerf that Summoner. You know, like I never cared. So that was a change from 26.0 to 26.1, and then Death Waves. Death Waves is the most significant change that would have originally have made me want to do a tier list. But even that, I felt like I could probably summarize my changes to my 25.0 tier list. If you look at that, if you reference that, I think I could summarize my changes in this video. Also, showcasing this video. I haven't done a lot of Spirit Master content in a little while because Treant came out, and I've been all up on that, and I've been doing basically the amount of damage that I do in this video, because the other person dies. I've basically been doing that with a level 11 Treant. Treant's very good. It's very good, because it should be. Because it's the newest, bestest, coolest, greatest unit. And you know what? You know what's better than Treant? The next unit. And you know what's the next best unit after that? The next unit. And that's just how it works. That's how it's always worked. And that's how it will always work, probably. When Riding Hood came out, then Genie came out, and everybody was all about Genie. And then Genie came out, and then Bard came out, and then everybody was all about Bard. And now Treant's out, and everybody's all about Treant. And in case you were wondering, no, they're not gonna nerf it. I've gotten a lot of people say like, oh, are they gonna nerf Treant? It's too good. It's too good. It's beating everybody. No. You know how I know that? Did they ever nerf Bard? Bard came out. Bard was the thing right before this. Did they ever nerf Bard to where Bard was unusable and unplayable and just like Demon Hunter? Because it was too good. And you know, even if they did, even if they nerfed Bard, you will never notice it. You will, like, they quote-unquote nerfed Riding Hood at some point, and Riding Hood was like, they changed one of the damage values to, it grows to like, from like 0.3% per charge to like 0.2 per charge. That was the nerf. Like, tell me that, you know, that you understood that that was the nerf. That now Riding Hood is unplayable. It's useless. Like, and that's my other problem with how they keep like releasing just newer, better units. It doesn't mean that the old units are bad. Riding Hood, Genie, Bard, and Treant, they're all good. You can put them in any order you want, like they're all good. And to say that one is better than the other, it suggests to people that the other ones are trash and unusable, and they should be put in the Corsair box as unusable trash. And that's just simply not the case. So I could make a 26.1 tier list and say Treant's the best, Bard is second best, Riding Hood is third best, you know, Genie is 4th best. And people will be like, does that mean that Genie is awful? It's like, no, it doesn't. Like, tell that to Rush Royale Tips and Tricks. Like, Genie is still great. I think he put it in A tier as opposed to S tier, so maybe he doesn't think it's still great. But Genie is still great. It's still a powerhouse unit. All of these units are very good at max, right? The only thing, truly, that doing a 26.1 tier list would change is showcased, which is also why I wanted to showcase this video. It's showcased in this video. As high of a tier as Witch would be in my regular tier list, it's higher. Witch insta-kill is so good. People are abusing the heck out of Witch insta-kill, and that is what's pushing a lot of decks into death waves. Having that insta-kill all the time means killing mobs is much more important. Before, for example, like if you had a monk deck, you could let the mob build up and then just nuke down a boss. And then let the mob build up and then nuke down a boss. But now that you have to always kill everything, Witch insta-kill is so much more important now because you have to kill everything. Being able to progressively go, you know, like damage-wise, with all of your units that grow in damage, as well as insta-killing mobs, having that chance to insta-kill mobs, your Witch damage is gonna skyrocket. If you have the ability to now overcommit to Witches on the field, which is why I love this deck. This deck allows me to overcommit so much to the field. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should, like, wait to build up stuff. But I have, like, so many gold tiles on this board right now. My original title, it might still be my title. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Was gonna be, I need more gold. I get so many gold tiles on this board that it makes me just want to overcommit to this board. I just want to build so many Spirit Masters and so many Witches and just keep scrappering because I get that Awakened Blue Sword with the Eternal Gaze, like, just right off the bat. And at which point I just, my entire field is just getting splashed over and over and over for this entire game. I'm playing what could be the meta version of this deck. It's like a Knight statue. He probably should have been running Mari, but it's potential that maybe he doesn't have like a high level Mari, so he's deciding to use Jay. But if you use Jay, you should probably use Gadget, because I think that Gadget with the gold tiles is just so much better. But anyway, Witch insta-kill along with obviously Gift of the Raven is still good, it's always been good, but Witch with the Unstable Magic insta-kill is just so much more useful now than it has ever been. There are, like, base versions of a Spirit Master deck with a Knight statue where they're running, like, triple Witch, just so that they can upgrade Witches, get those insta-kills, cover their entire field, and win. It's very good, and it made me realize, Rush Royale Tips and Tricks posted a video where he was battling a Treant, and he was using his level 15 Zeus. That video also just reinforced the fact that Witch is incredibly good because of insta-kill. It was just murdering the death wave, and then all of a sudden all you need to do is just nuke down bosses with your main DPS unit. So Witch would be higher on my tier list if it wasn't already an S tier. And the other thing that would have moved up would be Harley Quinn. I think that Harley Quinn, with death waves, it's so much more important now. And I think that because you have to have your entire field set up by death waves, like if you get to death waves and you're running, you know, Knight statue and you're running no Harley Quinn and you get your second Knight statue at death waves, you will die. You can run the risky version. Like he could be running Trapper instead of his Harley Quinn, and I feel like that used to be the version of a Spirit Master deck with a Mari. And the reason why he's running Harley Quinn is just to set up. It's just so much easier to set up, and you have to set up but prior to death waves. You need to use these single bosses, double bosses, waves, to set up your entire board so that by Death Wave, you are completely set up and you're just fine tuning. You're moving that 6 to a 7. You're moving you're slowly like getting more stacks on your growth tile. You have to be fully set up by Death Waves, because if you're still trying to set up by Death Waves, that used to happen to me all the time in my games. By triple bosses, I will have gotten my second Night Statue, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can start, rolling, and you will die. It's too late. And I think that because of that, Harlequin, I'm trying to reinvest fragments into my Harlequin again. It's back into my laboratory of experiments. Originally, when Harlequin talents came out, I sacrificed all of them because I hated the talents. But now, if you're being forced to run Harlequin, and Harlequin is also giving you, in this deck, it's giving you Witch stacks, it's giving you Enchant Sword stacks, and it's allowing you to set up your entire board. But when Harlequin talents came out, I originally just didn't like any of the talents, and I was just like, this is marginally better, but it's not incredibly better. And so I'm just gonna get rid of all my Harlequin shards, and now I'm finding myself that I need them back, and so now I have to slowly get them back again. Harlequin would have moved up. Banshee obviously would have moved up because of the wave kill that it has. Obviously, and for Death Waves, it became really good. Being able to not only neutralize a boss that is out, but also kill the wave while you're activating, doing your activation, is just so much better now. But other than that, my tier list kind of would have been the same. So this is the shortest tier list video that I'm ever gonna make. Cross-reference this amount of information with my 25.0 tier list, and hopefully in 27.0 we'll get more balance changes and I'll actually want to do an actual tier list. But that's why I haven't done one, and in the case that you hated my long-winded, long-talking 40-minute, 1 hour tier list, here you go. This was a one-battle version of a tier list, because that's the amount of things that have changed between a major patch 26.0 and a sub-patch 26.1. Basically nothing. A couple of things, but basically nothing. I'll catch you guys next video.